Hello friends, today's subject is Environmental Conservation and Hazard Management. GTU code for this subject is 3300003. Unit is Ecology and Environment, and topics are we are going to discuss natural processes, food chain, types of pollution and radiation. Myself Rohit Patel, working as a lecturer in Mechanical Engineering Department of VPMP Polytechnic. First, look at the objectives of today's session. Today's session we will discuss natural processes, ecosystem, food chain, environmental pollution like air pollution, solid pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, and also we will discuss radiation and its effects. Now first look at the processes in natural system. Process which is occur in nature, it is known as natural processes, and they develop the relations between the plants, animals and environment. For example, photosynthesis process, pollination process and decomposition process. First is the biochemical process. This process is totally natural process, occurs only in the living things, and all organisms need both energy and raw material to live and survival, like carbon, oxygen, chlorine and sodium is essential for animals and human beings to live and survival. They get from land, rock, sand, water and air. For example, the best example of the biochemical process is roots of the tree absorb moisture from the soil. So it is the example of biochemical process. Now look at the second natural process, photosynthesis process occurs in trees. Photosynthesis is the process used by plants, trees and certain bacteria to harness energy from sunlight and turn it into chemical energy. And this chemical energy in form of sugar utilized by the trees as a food for their growth. Trees consume carbon dioxide during this process, produced by all breathing organisms, and released oxygen into the atmosphere. And this oxygen is very essential for human beings and animals. Third natural process, which is known as the hydrological process, it is concerned with the water cycle, and it also gives the explanation of the movement and storage of the water on the earth and atmosphere. So hydraulic process is the movement and storage of water in the environment and the interactions of water with geological, geochemical and atmospheric and ecological system. Means totally understanding of the movement, storage of the water into the atmosphere. This process is known as the hydrological process. Now carbonic process. Carbonic process is concerned with the circulation of the carbon into the earth and atmosphere. All living organisms, it may be animal, trees or human beings, contain carbon. After they die, what happens? The carbon mix and dissolve into the environment with the help of photosynthesis process. The carbon in vegetable, crop and tree is converted into carbohydrates, protein and sugar. And this carbohydrate, protein and sugar consumed by the animals and human beings. All human beings and animals breathe out carbon dioxide which is absorbed by the trees. The trees convert this absorbed carbon dioxide into oxygen, which is very essential for all living organisms for their survival. Fifth is the nitrogen process. Nitrogen is very important. Living organisms like animal and human being cannot utilize nitrogen directly from the atmosphere, but they want to use it, they can indirectly use the nitrogen. The bacteria and other microorganisms in the soil absorb nitrogen and convert into the form which is easily absorbed by the roots of the trees. And by consuming trees, animals and human beings are able to use the nitrogen indirectly. Now, next topic is the ecology. So, what is the ecology? Ecology is the branch of science which studies the relationship between plant, animals, trees to their physical and biological environment. It develops the relations between the plant, trees and its surroundings. So, this branch of science is known as the ecology. Now next is the ecosystem. So ecosystem is the specific community of living organisms, and also they represent how living organisms rely on non-living components. For our survival we need water and air. Water and air are non-living components. So we are living organisms, but non-living components are also essential for our life. So ecosystem is defined as specific community of living organisms like plants, animals, trees in conjunction with non-living components of an environment. Now components of ecosystem. There are two components of ecosystem, abiotic components and biotic components. Abiotic components include non-living components like land, river, lakes, ocean, humidity, temperature, desert, sunlight, ice, mountains. Whereas biotic components include living components like plants, forest, animals, insects, and bacteria. Now, types of biotic components. There are 4 types of biotic components: producers, consumers, decomposers, and transformers. Producers are responsible for making foods for consumers like plants, trees, microorganisms, insects, and bacteria. And consumers consume the food prepared by the producers. Examples of the consumers are human beings, animal, and bird consume the food prepared by the producer. Whereas decomposers and transformers convert the dead body of the producers and consumers into the another form, and decomposition process takes place. So this is the role of the decomposers and transformers. Example of the decomposers and transformers are microorganisms and insects and bacteria. Now, food chain. Food chain is very important. It explains us one animal or one bird or any living organisms depend on other organism for their food. So this sequence is known as the food chain. The food chain is a linear sequence of organisms where nutrients and energy is transferred from one organism to the other. This occurs when one organism consumes another organism. So it is a natural process. It begins with producer organism which produce the food, follows the chain, and ends with the decomposer organisms. A food chain shows, it is important, food chain shows how energy is transferred from one living organism to another via food. It is the transformation of the nutrition and energy from one organism to another organism, but medium is food. And it is important for us to understand how the food chain works so that we know what are the important living organisms that make up the food chain and how the ecology is balanced. Now, next topic is environmental pollutions. So there are basic reasons for environmental pollutions. There are 2 types of reasons: natural reasons and man-made causes. Means man-made reasons responsible for the pollution. Natural causes includes polar grains, volcanic ash, and bushfire. Various man-made causes of pollutions include industrial smoke, automobile vehicle smoke, excessive use of pesticides and fertilizers in agriculture activities. Now, first pollution is solid waste pollution. Solid waste pollution depends on population. Example of the solid waste pollutions are waste food, vegetables, waste papers, clothes, old books, and plastic products. Waste garbage collected by the municipalities and transported to outside the city at collection point and stored. This garbage spreads smell and generate viruses and bacteria which can spread diseases which are very harmful for the human beings. Solid waste burned into furnaces and heat energy is produced and converted into ashes. Heat produced is used as a byproduct for other chemical processes and we can also use in the industries. This solid waste also pollute land and water. So we should try to reduce the solid waste as possible. Now, water pollution. Definition of the water pollution: when harmful contaminants mixed with water of lake and rivers is called water pollution. Water contains sediments. Polluted water contains sediments. So non-soluble solid which is invisible, small in size, known as sediments, and quantity of the sediments is known as the TDS. If there is a presence of sediments in the water, it is known as the TDS, and it is necessary to find out the quantity of the TDS. Full form of the TDS is total dissolved solids, and these sediments are very harmful for the human health. So to reduce the quantity of the sediments, we use RO plant and UV filter in our kitchen. So it should be filtered by RO plant and UV filter, and TDS is measured by TDS measuring meter. It is utilized by the RO technicians. Now, how we can reduce the water pollutions? We can reduce the water pollution by applying strict rules and regulations, scientific methods to process waste and garbages, and by reducing use of insecticides and pesticides in agriculture activities. Now, look at the air pollution. When clean air is contaminated by the gases, it's called air pollution, like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxide, water vapor, dust, sand and clay. Air is polluted by industrial smoke, automobile vehicle smoke, carbon dioxide produced by human population, by flying dust particles. Air pollution also causes various diseases like asthma, cough and pneumonia. Now, sources of air pollution. There are various sources of air pollution like industrial gases, chemicals, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide gases produced because of the combustion of the fuels in power plant, dust, sand, polar grains, smoke produced from automobile vehicles, oxidation and reduction process in carbonic substance, fire in the forest and volcanic gases are the responsible for the air pollution. Now look at the noise pollution. The noise which is physically and mentally harmful to the human beings and biological life is called noise pollution. There are various sources like automobile vehicles are responsible, also public places and industrial machineries are also responsible for the noise pollution. We measure the noise in decibel. Normal talk is 60 contains the 60 decibel, and there are harmful impacts of the noise pollution. It can reduce the or may fail hearing ability, also produces adverse physical and mental effects on body and reduce decision making ability of the human being. Now look at the land pollution. Mixing of solid and liquid industrial chemicals with the surface of the land is known as the land pollution. And land pollution also pollute underground water. Because of these harmful contaminants mix with the underground water. Mercury and arsenic particles in water damage humans, animals and farming. Insecticides means excessive use of insecticides and pesticides are also responsible for the land pollution. And when land pollution occurs, land becomes non-fertile and useless. And now look at the last topic, radiation and its effect on vegetable and animals. Nuclear substance or nuclear material like radium, uranium, thorium continuously emit radiation of alpha, beta and gamma of different wavelengths. And this radiation is very harmful to all living organisms. And unit of radiation is RAD, rad. And there are negative impacts of this radiation. It can damage physiological processes, brain and mental processes. Sometimes persons may die. And also crops and vegetables are destroyed. Okay friends, thank you very much for this session.